Hey 310, it's me, Mix Levy. Thanks for joining me today for our science experiment. Teacher T sent home an egg with everybody, and today we're gonna get to float it in some water. So hang tight and we'll show you how to do that. Alright 310, first things first is we're going to need but 2 eggs, 2 cups, and some salt. We're gonna fill these cups up about 3/4 of the way, so not quite full. And you can use cold water for this. Alright, we got our 2 cups right here with water. And our 2 eggs. Well, let's start with 1 egg. Alright, this is our cup number 1. All it has in it is some water from the sink. We're gonna very slowly drop the egg in there. And can you think about what's gonna happen to this egg? I've never dropped an egg in a cup before this experiment. So I think it's gonna sink. Would you look at that? Right to the bottom. All right, our next cup over here, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of some salt. And if you don't have a tablespoon like this, you can just put a bunch of salt in there. Doesn't need to be too exact. All right, 1, 2, and 3. So before we put our egg in, you can see over here, the salt water is pretty cloudy. You can see all the salt at the bottom. That's because it needs to dissolve in the water. So we're gonna grab a spoon and stir it for about 2 minutes. And after we've stirred this water and salt for a couple minutes, you can look there closely and it should be pretty clear. So we're gonna take our egg number 2, and if you only have 1 egg, you can take the egg from the first glass and move it here. All right, 310. What do you think is gonna happen to our second egg now that we have some salt water? Let's find out. Really carefully, we're gonna drop it in there. And what's that? Do you see the difference between these 2 eggs? One of them sank to the bottom, and the other one is floating all the way at the top. That's pretty strange. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about our eggs 310. So the reason this one is floating, I'll give you a chance to guess about it. Why do you think this egg is floating? So we put a bunch of salt water in here, and we put a bunch of salt in here. The water dissolved all the salt. Remember in the beginning we saw it all at the bottom, and then the water absorbed it. And so that means this water is more dense than this. It's more dense because now it has all these particles of salt in it. That makes it more dense than the egg, so it stays at the top. It's pretty magical, but really it's just scientific. And we're gonna try one more thing to end our experiment. We're gonna make this water even less dense by adding some more water without salt to see if the egg will start to drop. So we're gonna slowly go to the sink and add more water to it. Can you see it starting to move down? Well, it's not sinking completely, but the water is definitely getting less dense, and the egg is starting to float to the bottom. Pretty cool. All right. So now we can say that adding salt to water makes your egg float. Thanks for watching.